From the Service Electric studio, it's the Mike Zambelli Show.
Muhlenberg College wrestling team is trying to accomplish something that has not happened in West Allentown dating back to 1995. That is to win a Centennial Conference championship. They're going to have a great opportunity coming up this Saturday when the Mules will host the conference championship, and Sports Scene will be there. We'll have a recap of everything going on next Monday night. But for us, this week's topic is the Muhlenberg wrestling program and head coach Jason McLean. A couple of his key wrestlers are in the house. But first, here's this week's edition of I've Got News. Well, what a time it is to be a basketball fan, high school-wise, here in the Lehigh Valley. The EPC championships are underway, and it's taking place under the bright lights of the PPL Center. Last night saw two tightly contested boys semifinal round games. Liberty defeating Central Catholic 60-53 in the opener, and then Parkland and Allen went head-to-head. The Allen Canaries came back from a 9-point deficit at the half to tie it up and then get the win over Parkland. It was a final of 66-61 in overtime. Tonight it will be ladies' turn. Nazareth faces off against Stroudsburg. Becca will take on Freedom. The winners will join Allen and Liberty boys on Thursday night to determine your East Penn Conference champions. Once again, the girls will play Thursday night at 6 and the guys' championship set to get underway at about 8 o'clock. Well, if there's one sign that spring is on the way, it is this. Pitchers and catchers report today. What a warming thought that is. There are some familiar faces making their way to Clearwater. Aaron Nola, Zach Eflin, Jake Arrieta, and have great expectations on their shoulders. Plus names like Aniel De Los Santos and Cole Irvin are looking to make impressions with the club and start the season down in Philadelphia. Former Pittsburgh Pirate Francisco Liriano was also invited to spring training and hoping to be there on opening day, which, by the way, is 43 days away. Controversy is stirring around one world record, for those of you who keep track of things like this. Finley, a 6-year-old golden retriever, has shot to Instagram fame with his record-breaking feat. He can fit 6 tennis balls in his mouth. I wonder how it is to bark with all those in his mouth. Current record is 5, held by Augie, a golden retriever from Texas. Despite Finley's fame, Guinness needs formal documentation to be official, but is still a champion in our eyes. Yeah, it got to be tough to get a drink of water with that as well, too. We do have a musical guest joining us this week, and we are proud to be joined by Kendall Conrad. Kendall, very pleasant good day to you.
Yeah, you as well. Thanks so much for having me.
It's great to have you here. Tell us a little bit about yourself. You are a singer, actor, songwriter. You're kind of a one-man band, no pun intended.
Yeah, I'm super controlling, I think. That's why I want to have my hands on everything.
That's all good.
But I'm from Pottstown, Pennsylvania, lived there my whole life. And so I do a lot of gigs in Lehigh Valley. Y'all are very good to me. So I'm up here like all the time.
Yeah, I understand that. Performed at Music Fest, affiliated with Keith Urban. Tell us about that. That's pretty exciting.
Yeah, so I don't ever get tired of talking about it.
I'm ever. Sure you don't.
I don't. It was like, oh my God, it was the best night of my life. So Keith was looking for women to sing this song with him, We Were Us, that he does with Miranda Lambert. And there was no women on the tour to sing the song with him every night. So he put this thing up on his Facebook page and was like looking for submissions for people to sing with him. And I sent in a video and didn't really think I would ever hear anything. Mm-hmm. Like just did it for fun. And like his management called me and it was insane. So I got to meet him beforehand. He mailed me a signed guitar afterward and put my name on it and said, thank you for singing with me. And I was like, you're welcome, Keith.
How big is that for your career when something like that happens for you?
I mean, I think it wasn't, I don't know if the show was sold out, but there was at least like 5,000 people there. I have met people that come to my gigs now at that show who saw me.
That's awesome.
Who follow me now. Mm-hmm. And now we're friends and it's really cool. So it was a huge deal.
You write your own music. You like, as we mentioned, what are you going to play for us here this evening?
All right, so I am going to play, this one is not online anywhere yet, but I love it. So maybe it's going to be on an upcoming record, we'll see. Well, but it's called Go Through You.
Go Through You?
Yes.
Kendall Conrad, ladies and gentlemen. When we return, we'll talk Muhlenberg wrestling. Kendall, it's all yours.
Like a shot of the good stuff, I couldn't get enough. We were sky high, just the two of us. Everybody else wishing they could get a taste of the buzz. And we were on, singing our songs like everything was going so well, yeah. And then we fell like a slap in the face. I didn't want it, but I needed it, but I needed it. Like a cool shower in the early morning hours. Wasn't feeling it, but I needed it. Yeah, you put me through hell, and at the time I didn't know why you did me like that. Oh baby, love is blind, but now I see I had to go through you to get to me, get to me, get to me, get to me. I was totally hooked, I was addicted to the idea of us, but it wasn't true. Made me try my dreams just to carry you. Now I'm sitting here singing a different tune. Ain't by what you're trying to say, yeah. Bye-bye, babe. The face, I didn't want it, but I needed it, but I needed it. Like a cool shower in the early morning hours. Wasn't feeling it, but I needed it. Yeah, you put me through hell, and at the time I didn't know why you did me like that. Oh baby, love is blind, but now I see I had to go through you to get to me, get to me, get to me, get to me. Yeah, to get to me. Yeah, to get to me. Yeah, to get to me.
Kendall Conrad, you call your guitar your best friend. Tell us about this one here.
I do. So I never really had a lot of friends. That sounds so sad. But I never really had a clique or a group of people that I hung out with. So like I would go home after school and sit with my guitar and just play, write songs, learn cover songs. Like I would sit with it for hours and hours and hours, just me and my guitar.
Well, it seems like you have a pretty nice relationship.
Aww.
So thank you for joining us. All right, let's talk a little wrestling here. We have Jason McLean, Brian Jamison, and Luca Colestock. Guys, great to see you guys. Coach, you a music fan? What do you think? A little country music for you?
That was awesome.
Yeah, we're trying to get you pumped up for Saturday so you can go win that championship. Talk about the Mules and why you're having this success you are. It wasn't so long ago, I guess back to 2014, there were only a couple of wrestlers in the program. Only 2 went to the Centennial Conference tournament. What's the turnabout all about?
It's these guys. They're believing. And, we talked about this when I first got here, and this is what they wanted to happen. So we kind of put a game plan together, and they followed it. And they've believed in the coaching staff. They just worked hard and believed in everything that we said. So it's more on them than us. We haven't. I'm only at the top. They're doing all the work.
Yeah, that's and it is a sport that requires a lot of work. Take us through Saturday. What's going to happen with Centennial Conference? Has what, seven programs?
Yeah,
so what's going to happen Saturday at Memorial Hall?
So Centennial Conference Championship Tournament. You got 7 guys trying to wrestle for a championship. Team points are accumulated, and at the end, we'll try to figure out, based on that, who's the best team. As far as the dual meets, we went 6-0 in duels, but the title really comes at the tournament. So the point is for these guys to finish where they want it to be, and they've worked their tails off. So we're hoping to finish with a few guys on the podium.
How rewarding is all of this for you? You're a 2001 graduate of Muhlenberg College, where you were an All-American, one of few in the sport of wrestling. How gratifying is it for you to return this program to, in your eyes, to where it should be?
For me, it's kind of surreal because I had a coach who did the same thing for me. I wanted to go to a bigger D1 school and came back, and he believed in me. So I'm kind of doing the same thing that he did for me for these guys. And I'm hoping now that the program's going to stay where it belongs. I mean, it's the Lehigh Valley. It's wrestling. Like
I'll say it's pretty good around here.
Yeah, it goes hand in hand. So, I'm fortunate just to be where I am.
You came to Muhlenberg also as a football player. You were part of, I mean, when you see where that football program is now, and you're back there in 2000, Mike Donnelly's early in his coaching career, you got to look around and say, wow, Final Four at Muhlenberg College on a Saturday afternoon.
Yeah, that was unbelievable, especially as a guy who was part of the program for a couple of seasons. Just to watch it was so intense. ESPN there and all the news stations, and the guys got all coverage, and they got the respect they deserve because the guys worked super hard. Their coaching staff worked super hard. And the funny thing is, some of those guys are our biggest supporters, so they're standing outside the wrestling room or they're at matches or whatever else, so it's pretty neat.
Yeah, it goes hand in hand. One of those guys, talk about Brian Jamison, to your left, a senior at 174 pounds. He's 20-7 on the year. What do you like about what he's been able to accomplish this season?
Brian is kind of the picture perfect of where we started and where we are now. He works his tail off. He struggled when we got here, and now he's making waves and taking out guys that probably didn't believe that he could take out. So he's a good example of what we're about.
Brian, first of all, congratulations. Talk about Coach McLean and what he's meant to your career here at Muhlenberg.
You know, when he came in, you know, obviously we were kind of towards the bottom of the conference. I think he's done a great job of motivating us, you know, to get back to, you know, where we always thought that we should be eventually. And, you know, one of the goals when our class came in was to win a conference eventually. I think we got a pretty good shot to do that on Saturday.
Yeah, 2016 graduate of Germantown Academy. How did you choose Muhlenberg? I mean, you're a wrestler. The program is virtually kind of unknown and really not in a good spot. Why come to West Allentown and why try to make that difference?
So Muhlenberg actually reminded me a lot of GA. And, you know, the program at GA kind of shaped who I was at that time. And so, you know, it was kind of a small program. It was actually the last place I looked. And, you know, I was looking at a lot of different Centennial Conference schools. But, you know, this one kind of stood out. I liked the idea of it rising up. And kind of my high school team kind of struggled at the end of my career. So I thought it was kind of interesting to try to right the ship and, you know, build back up.
Certainly have done that, and you get the job done in the classroom as well. Dean's List student, double major in business administration and finance. Congratulations on that. How tough is it as a college student these days to balance academics and still excel in the athletic end of things? You
know, I think we do a pretty good job of balancing it, you know, between our study halls and, you know, a lot of people on the team have a lot of different concentrations, so that makes it kind of easy when you're taking classes outside of your comfort zone. You got people to rely on. I think we do a good job motivating each other.
You have a close relationship with a number of the football players, and describe the atmosphere and a place like Muhlenberg where a lot of people will say, hey, I want to go big time, I want to go to these big colleges. Why does the smaller community and that kind of an atmosphere work for you?
Well, so Coach talks about all the time surrounding yourself with like winners and people that are going to motivate you. And I think the football players that I live with do a great job of doing that. You know, they kind of push, seeing their success kind of pushes me to work harder. Even though we're in completely different sports, they push me. I try to push them as well.
Yeah, that's pretty good stuff. All right, Luca Colestock is the third member coach. I'll start with you. Luca's a sophomore, 197-pounder. What do you like about what he's done this season?
Everything. He works hard. The guy lives in the weight room. He works hard in practice. He's not afraid of challenging himself. We were just laughing a couple of days ago. I've been yelling a certain move at him for probably 2 months now, and in the last 2 weeks he's hit it like 8 times. And I said, "What happened?" He goes, "Finally decided to try it." You know, his confidence and his overall work ethic is just unbelievable. And I mean, he's a scholar All-American, so that's in the classroom and on the mat. So he's kind of an example of what I want us to be like in the future. You know, I got a guy next to me who worked super hard to get to where he is, and I got another guy who's kind of following that example. So we want more of that, you know.
Yeah, Dean's List student, double major again in accounting and finance, sophomore Luca Colestock, graduated Camp Hill 2018. You finished 4th in the PIAA tournament 2018. You had opportunities to go University of Pennsylvania or perhaps Pittsburgh University, and you wound up in West Allentown. Take us through how that happened.
Yeah, Muhlenberg was kind of the first school kind of looking at me. I had a lot of good network here already, but later my
So you had a networking. What was the connection to Muhlenberg?
R97 hired last year, Jamison era. I've known him my entire life.
Okay.
Family, friends.
Okay.
So I had that here. I found out the school kind of when he committed here when I was a freshman in high school. So I met the coaches early. Went through all the events. It was always kind of there, but later in my high school career, these big schools started looking at me. Took a lot of time looking at them, talked to them, took some unofficial visits. but I ended up winding back in Muhlenberg.
Smaller community, way into it at all? I mean, do you like
I'm
this
from-
kind of environment?
Yeah, I'm from a small town. Like I graduated with 100 kids. So we were just a smaller environment. Felt natural to me. Like great academic programs, and I kind of like where Jason and Coach Drake were taking the program when they talked to me about where they wanted this program to be. I kind of bought in, believed in it. It's kind of turned out pretty good.
Works out pretty nice. 28-1 this season. You were 8th ranked in all of Division III. Now, how do you scout? Do you know who you'll run into then on Saturday? You know you'll be in the 197-pound weight class.
Yes, sir.
Do you know who your potential opponents will be?
Yeah, I've wrestled all of them this year. It's gonna be
Beat them all?
yeah.
That helps, right?
Yeah, all but one. But I'm looking to come out this weekend and wrestle well with my matches, and nothing's going to change. It's kind of another day wrestling. We do it every day, and that's kind of our mentality.
Who was the one that beat you? I mean, is there a bracket formula with it? And do you know when you might run into that individual?
I lost him in an individual tournament and then didn't wrestle him in our duel. But he's fought some injuries, so we'll see what happens this time.
Okay. Pleased with the decision to come to Muhlenberg? You like West Allentown?
Yeah, it's good. It's a good environment. School's good. Wrestling, really loving the program. Loving what we're doing here. Let's keep building on it.
Good stuff. Brian, for yourself, pleased with the decision. And what do you have looking forward? You looking for some work?
Yeah, definitely pleased with it. And I'm kind of looking into, some different finance roles, analyst and consulting. And that's kind of the path I'm going to follow.
Now, let me put out a plug for you. Brian Jamison, he's a terrific student athlete at Muhlenberg College. If you're looking for somebody in the finance business, he could be your man. Brian Jamison, Luca Colestock, wish you guys great success on Saturday. Bring it home, huh?
All right, thank you.
Coach is going to stay with us. We're going to meet another member of the wrestling program. But first, more from Kendall Conrad. Kendall, we mentioned that you've played at Music Fest. You've done national anthem for Major League Baseball, and you've played in some neat venues. What's the best environment you've performed in?
So I think it was 2 years ago now, I opened for Blake Shelton at the Dick's Sporting Goods
You're
Open.
rubbing elbows with the big timers.
And he's also big. He's like over 6 foot.
Okay, in more ways than one, right? Okay.
Hello.
Yes.
But there's 18,000 people there, and they put the stage like on the golf green almost, and it was a really cool show, but I love Blake also. So I got to meet him, and it was just, the whole thing was really great. So that's the coolest show I think I've done. No offense to anybody else that I've opened for.
Yeah, right. Do you get nervous in that environment? And if so, how do you deal with that to settle down and get yourself to perform at your best?
I only get nervous when I sing the anthem.
Oh, is that right?
I don't feel nerves at all, singing. When I sing the anthem, when my parents come to see me sing the anthem, they say that I always look very calm, but on the inside I'm panicked. It's very weird. I have such anxiety.
Yeah, I hear the national anthem once a day with all the sporting events that we do, and when I hear the singers, I always think to myself, don't you forget the words? Or
it's so much pressure,
I would think.
And everyone hates you, so it's so much oh my God.
I'm sure that's not the case.
It's no, if you mess it up, it's
right.
you go down in infamy.
Good, right.
It's oh, that's that girl from that sang in the Lehigh Valley.
You've also played at the White House. How did that materialize?
So they always have groups and choirs and things sing for the Christmas tree lighting, and this was 8 years ago, and they never had soloists. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to fill out the application as a soloist.
And it worked.
And it's never happened, and they picked me.
And it worked.
I think I was the first one to be solo and sing there.
What do you have for us going to break?
This is my first single that I put out June 28th or something like that. It's closing in on 200,000 streams on Spotify.
Good for you.
Which I'm excited about, but it's called Come to Your Senses.
Have fun.
Wake up, been waiting all night for you to let up. Quit playing games, it's your move. Put down your bottle, go full throttle, walk up to me, boy. Get out of your head, get out mine instead. This might sound crazy, boy. Smell the potential of the night and just come over here. Me, whisper in your come to your senses. Come to your senses. The potential of the night and just come over here. Me whisper in your ear and pull you closer. Feel my breath on your neck, taste my lips, I wish you could see where this could go. Cause I know if you drop your defenses, you'll come to your senses. Yeah. Come to your senses. You'll come to.
KendalConrad.com. She prefers Instagram or Facebook. That's the best place to find that fine music. All right, please be joined now by Austin Sherman. Austin Sherman from Fairfield, Connecticut. And by everybody's advice here, you're the guy. You're the guy to talk to for the rest. How'd you earn that moniker?
They say I talk a lot.
Oh, is it true?
I guess so.
Where'd you pick up that character?
I like people. I'm a
That's a good thing.
psychology major at Muhlenberg.
Okay.
I like talking to people. I like getting to know people. I'll walk up, talk to anyone. I actually just talked to Kendall a couple minutes ago. We were chatting over there. I asked her how long she's been famous. She said, I'm not famous. I said, listen, I've been famous for like 5 minutes. It's the coolest thing ever. But I'm happy to be here.
That's awesome. That's some good stuff. Coach, Austin is now a senior, 16-3 this year. What has he meant to your program?
Another guy who's just been a leader and kind of, when I took the job, he was one of the first guys to come and talk to me. And it was like going through another interview. You know, he was, it's funny because I'll be super critical of him and he'll be super critical of me. But
that's a good thing. That's really good.
I have a great relationship with him and his family. Another great representative of the program. He's going to be a great spokesperson for us. I think he's going to make a heck of a coach one day, even with the psychology part. He's got the talking part down. But I think he's going to make a heck of a coach one day. I wouldn't want to coach against him, so maybe I can steal him for a year or so. But he's a sponge. He's another guy who's kind of bought into everything that we've kind of put out there. Kind of changed a couple of things that he was doing from the beginning, and he fought it a little bit, and then it started to work, and then he was like, all right, we're good. So I think he's seeing the results now. I think he's going to be happy with the results on Saturday. I think he's going to get exactly what he deserved. He puts in a lot of work and does everything he's supposed to do.
Austin, second in the state, fourth in the New England area during your senior year up in Connecticut. What does your road to a championship or success on Saturday look like? You're familiar with the guys that you might be facing?
Yeah, I've wrestled everybody in the conference so far. I've beaten everybody that'll be in my bracket on Saturday. Just got to put it together again, wrestle well. I trust my coaches. Like Coach McLean said, it took a long time. We had a lot of coaching changes over the last couple of years. A lot of assistant coaches in and out, changing our head coach after my first season, and having Coach McLean come in and change things and just kind of inspire us. He's a soundboard of positivity. He's like, you could go out and get pinned in 10 seconds and he'll find a way to spin it and make you see like why it's the best thing that could have possibly happened. So being able to trust my coaches and trust my program and trust guys, we got top caliber guys in our practice room. To be able to trust those guys and see them go out and compete and succeed is what makes me confident.
So coaching in your future, is that what you want to do?
I want to speak. I'm looking at motivational speaking and coaching. If I could be half the coach of Coach McLean, I think I'd be all right. Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of out there on the job market right now looking, and
Okay.
I don't want to sit in a cubicle and do a 9 to 5. I'd rather be out and kind of influencing people and changing the world a little bit.
How does this ability to communicate with people and this like or desire to want to be able and liking people, how did this all materialize? When did you realize you had that gift?
Definitely growing up, watching my dad. My dad's he's a commercial real estate broker.
Okay.
So he likes to talk. He likes to schmooze people.
So dad is the one.
Yeah, no, my dad has been a huge influence on he's the ability to, he'll go up to 15 different people during any wrestling tournament or anything else, and just talk.
Best friends.
Just talk.
Best friends in about 5 minutes,
He'll
right?
go make friends with everybody. He'll walk up. We'll be in a room. He'll walk up to someone and be like, "I went to middle school with them." I'm like, "You know everybody." So I was like, "I want to be like that one day." And I don't know. That's my vibe at wrestling tournaments. I'll talk to everybody. I'll go up and chat.
You're off to a great start, gentlemen. We are running out of time. Coach McLean, quickly, first of all, congratulations. Number
you.
2, what's it going to take for you guys to hoist the championship on Saturday?
Just these guys remembering where we started, and not having big heads. They've managed their expectations super well. I think I was more nervous than them on Saturday. They impressed me just by how they carry themselves. So if they keep doing what they've been doing, we'll be all right.
Yeah, kids are usually good at that scenario. Austin Sherman, I think I might book you for a half-hour show next time we do it. Just you and I. We'll have some fun with
Love
it.
to.
Good luck to you on Saturday. Good luck to you with the
Thank
future.
you.
Both
Thank
of you
you.
guys. Kendall Conrad, where are you going to be next? Where some fans can see you. What's your next gig?
I don't even know. That's how often I play. I play like 5 days a week.
So it's just about every night, huh?
Yeah. So I post my gigs on my Facebook page, and we were discussing earlier, even if you're not on Facebook, you can still see my schedule on my Facebook page. It's under the events tab.
Awesome to have you with us. What are you going to send us home with?
All right, this is my newest single, dropped in October for Halloween.
Good.
It's called Leader of the Pack. It's my favorite thing I've done so far.
Good stuff. Kendall Conrad, hope you enjoyed this week's show. We'll see you next week.
Thanks for having me. You dumped me in the dark, out in the woods. You thought you could keep me from the stars. They're closing in now. I can hear them growl. You left me for dead with nothing else to be said. Didn't give me a second thought. Set your traps and I was caught. I found my way to the top. Ain't gonna stop till chew up and spew out. No one around to see you now. If you throw me to the wolves, I'll come back, come back. I'll come back, come back. The leader of the pack, 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 pack. The leader of the pack, 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 pack. The leader of the pack. I survived. Now I'm the predator on the chase, and you're the prey. You can't hide, can't run from me now. I'll hunt you down. Yeah, you left me for dead with nothing else to be said. Didn't give me a second thought. Set traps and I was coming. I found my way to the top. Ain't gonna stop till chew up and spew out. No one around to save you now. If you throw me to the wolves, I'll come back, come back. I'll come back, come back. The leader of the pack, 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 pack. The leader of the pack, 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 pack. The leader of the pack.